The 2022 NFL season's about to kick off, but there's still some players that you can add or stream for week one. Let's go. What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. This is the best waiver wire pickup show where we give extensive waiver wire pickups at every single position, also defenses and kickers to stream. Let's go on to the quarterbacks. All right, so Jameis Winston is going to be my sleeper ad of the week. Now, I know a lot of people can't pick up a second quarterback. If I'm in a league with 5 bench spots, 6 bench spots, I don't have a backup quarterback usually. But if my league has 7 bench spots or more and maybe some IR spots, most of the time I do have a backup quarterback. And this offense is not going to be the old Saints offense that we saw that's going to run the ball a lot. No, it's going to be a lot more open. And this is the first year we're going to see Jameis Winston with 3 new weapons. Mike Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, and of course he's got Alvin Kamara. It's not the same old offense. Like, this is going to be an open offense. He's going to throw the ball a lot. We've seen Jameis Winston finish as a QB4, and maybe we can see another big performance again. I really think he's got a shot to be a QB1. He's a little bit more risky, but yeah, I like him as a QB2. So if you want to add a QB2, maybe consider famous Jameis. Now, if you're in a super flex league, I got 2 very boring waiver wire pickups for you guys. A lot of people are playing super flex for the first time, so the league doesn't really know how to draft, and occasionally guys like this are on waivers. They totally should not be. Like, any starting quarterback should already be rostered in a super flex league, even if it's only a 10-team league. And that's going to be Mac Jones. Look, this offense seems like it's a mess. They're struggling during the preseason. No one's really coherent. Who's calling the plays? We don't know. I just got a hunch, a feeling that Bill Belichick always solves things, and this will be another thing he will solve. Mac Jones was a top 20 quarterback last year, way better than top 20. He was pretty decent, and I'd say he was the best rookie if you don't include the next guy on my list. So I think he's going to be just fine. He's coming off like, what is he, like the 26th or 22nd quarterback off the board in drafts, something like that. And so it's a boring quarterback, not a lot of upside, but a great QB3 or sometimes QB4 in super flex leagues. Remember, you need at least 3 or 4 quarterbacks in these type of leagues, okay? And we also have Davis Mills. Now, he's got a little bit more upside, I would say, a lot more risk. He could get replaced, things could happen, but he seems really good, really talented. We saw a small sample size last year, and it was pretty good. So Davis Mills, Mac Jones, good for Superflex ads, and Jameis Winston is my sleeper quarterback. Moving on to running backs, Mike Davis, I really think he's going to be the starter week 1, and if not the starter, he'll probably get the bulk of the carries. We know that Gus Edwards is out. We know that J.K. Dobbins is not fully recovered from the ACL, so even though there's a really good chance Dobbins will play week 1, he might not get a full workload. He should be eased into action the first couple of weeks. And so I like Mike Davis as a nice spot start. Decent matchup against the Jets. I'm surprised Khalil Herbert isn't picked up in more leagues. He's a really good running back that suits this system. And Montgomery is going to be the starter. There's been some negative reports. I still think he's going to be the starter, but he might get only like 60% of the snaps. That leaves over 30% of the snaps for a guy like Khalil Herbert. He's a big play guy. He can hit the home run, so I like him. He should be pretty much rostered in every league. Same thing with Zamir White. He's got to be rostered in every single league. Once the Raiders cut Kenyon Drake, Zamir White became a must-add instantly. This offense, this running back room is very likely to be a running back by committee. It might not be a running back by committee every single game, but it could be a running back committee for the season, right? Maybe Jacobs is the man for 5 weeks, and then maybe that fades away real fast, and Zamir White is the man after that. We never know, but still, what am I saying? Jacobs, we don't trust him that much. And Amir Abdullah is there, but he's more of the big play guy. He's more of the pass catching back, scat back. So Zamir White is threatening Josh Jacobs' workload. Isaiah Pacheco, this is a type of running back that probably won't pan out. We've seen it before. Who was it before they were on the Chiefs? Darwin Thompson, preseason hero. It could be like that. I don't think it is. I think he'll be a good pass catching back, a home run threat. I really like him. He's a really fast running back and he can catch. But just temper expectations. There's like a 75% chance this is going to be nothing. But it's well worth it in round 12, in round 14, if you draft them or pick them up for free. Like, look, I'm taking a flyer on this guy. I'm not starting him week 1. I'm going to roster him for 2-3 weeks, and then, you can cut him. Mark Ingram seems to be the direct backup to Alvin Kamara, so great handcuff. That's really why he's on here. Rex Burkhead, not a lot of upside, but now that Marlon Mack is cut, Rex Burkhead becomes the RB2. It's going to be Dameon Pierce's show, but Rex Burkhead should get a lot of targets. This Texans team is looking sexier. They got a lot more hype, but I still think they're a bottom 7 team. They're going to be playing from behind, and that means Rex Burkhead, garbage time, good amount of targets, good amount of receptions. Again, not a lot of upside. He's probably not going to win you any leagues, but I added him in a couple leagues. Matt Breida should be the direct handcuff to Saquon Barkley. Jaylen Warren could be the RB2 for the Steelers. Damian Williams could be, I don't know, this team can't run, but let's just say he's either the RB1, RB2, or RB3. It's a messy team with Cordell Patterson there, but he should be involved in the mix at least early on in the season. Sony Michel is who I project to be the RB2 for the Chargers. It was Joshua Kelly. It was supposed to be Isaiah Spiller, but now it could be Sony Michel. And if you're in a super, super deep specialty league or a dynasty league, I'd highly consider getting Jordan Mason. We know how these 49ers running backs go. They get hurt a lot. They get cut. You never know what happens, and Jordan Mason is a really good runner. Probably not the best pass catcher, but it's more of a deep ad, a speculative ad, just in case something happens to Eli Mitchell and maybe other San Francisco running backs with the luck my Niners have had. For wide receivers, the first 2 guys needs to be added in pretty much every league. Josh Palmer is supposed to be more involved in this offense, and Justin Herbert is an absolute stud. Alec Pierce, need to pick him up. Could be the number 2 most targeted player in the Colts pass game. KJ Hamler, I am a huge fan of his. Could be the next Tyler Lockett, but we're starting to see a problem here. You're not going to know when to start him. He's going to be really up and down, so I like him in Dynasty. I like him in Best Ball. And if you're only starting 2 wide receivers and you're in a 10-team league, right, you probably don't want to pick up KJ Hamler. Kyle Phillips, this is really only in super deep leagues. I love him as a prospect. He is a rookie, should be lining up in the slot, so starting at the slot position as a wide receiver, but it ends about there. This is a run-first team. He's a rookie. It's probably not worth rostering in a 10-team league, probably not even a 12-team league, but Dynasty, I love him. In deeper leagues, he's good. And then Danny Gray, similar to KJ Hamler, like right now, he's probably the wide receiver 4. I expect him to beat out Jawan Jennings, but this is a stacked team. There's a lot of options there. Danny Gray, more of a dynasty or best ball guy, or super deep leagues to have as your wide receiver 6 or 7. Or like wide receiver 8, specialty leagues. Hey, these waivers are deep, guys. For tight ends, I really like the number 1 guy on this list. He's a super sleeper of mine, and that is Austin Hooper. I really think he should be added in just about every single league. I love him as a tight end too. A lot of flux with this tight ends team since they traded away A.J. Brown. Also, Corey Davis has been gone for a couple years, so that's going to open up a lot of targets they have to throw to somebody. And there's people there, but we don't know who they're going to throw to. The one guy who has been proven and still, like, quote unquote, in his prime is Austin Hooper. I do think he'll get a good amount of targets and some red zone looks. Isaiah Likely, I'm a huge fan, but we're running into this problem again where he's probably more of a DFS guy, a best ball guy. He will be the number 3 option in this pass offense. At least That's what I project. So he's going to be like the wide receiver 2 and the tight end 2. I really like him, but you're never going to know when to start him. When you do start him, he's going to screw up. When you don't start him, he's going to go off. He's going to probably be that type of guy. Nonetheless, I still have him like as a top 20 tight end. It's not really that bad. I'm a huge fan. And then in deeper leagues, we have Tyler Conklin, should be starting tight end for the Jets. Tommy Tremble, I'm a fan of his, but this one might not work. This is one of those that's super risky. Probably going to see like 0 points out of this guy, but hey, they got Baker Mayfield. Maybe Tommy Tremble will be relevant. And Jonnu Smith reportedly is supposed to be more involved in the offense and see more targets and touches. And he saw about none last year, so that's pretty much a fact, right? He should be more involved because he was like not involved at all in 2021. Lots of great defenses to stream, guys. So the Niners-Bears game is going to be really low scoring, and the Bears are going to die. It's going to be bad. I'm a Niner fan, and it's going to be sad watching this game. Just feeling bad, feeling sorry for Justin Fields and the Bears. That's what I'm thinking. Look, I have Bears on my fantasy team. I'm a Darnell Mooney guy. I got Komet in one league, right? So, I want them to get some fantasy points. PPR is going to help out guys like Mooney because the Bears ain't scoring a lot of touchdowns this year. So Niners D is going to crush the Bears. It's going to be a bloodbath. We got the Saints D going against the Falcons, Ravens D going against the Jets, Colts D, good matchups the first 2 weeks going against the Texans and Jags. Broncos D, I love them. I think that's a Monday night showdown going against the Seahawks. And if you can't get any of those guys, go ahead and get the Eagles D. They're improved going against the Lions. It's not an amazing matchup, but it's still a solid matchup. And Eagles D is a nice sleeper. So you should be able to get one of these defenses in your league if you need a streaming option. That's why we don't reach for defenses. And the Couch Fam. And as for kickers, I have a lot of great options for you guys. Harrison Butker going against the Cardinals should be a high-scoring game. Should be lots of opportunities for extra points and field goals. I love Harrison Butker. He's got the leg. I think he's got the accuracy back. Will Lutz is also back. He had a season-ending injury last year going against the Falcons. I love him. Rodrigo Blankenship, same thing. He was injured, but he's back, and he's going to be crushing it this year. And if you don't get any of those 3 guys for week 1, go get Dustin Hopkins in a high-scoring game. I think they're playing the Chargers. Brandon McManus, we already went over that, playing the Seahawks. He's a great kicker. And I think he's really got his groove back. Russell Wilson's on the team. They're going to be moving the ball efficiently and well. Ryan Suckup, Robbie Gould, Daniel Carlson, and Jake Elliott. All those kickers are really good, and you should be able to get one of them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Go play on the Sleeper app. It's the best fantasy football platform to play on. Also subscribe to our second channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Good luck this year.